Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week is adult performer and OnlyFans creator, Abby Rose. Abby used to be in the Marines. She got up to some horniness, had some sex with some other Marines in the Marines. She was a flight attendant, blew a pilot in the cockpit. She is now in the adult space and loving it. She's also in an open relationship. We talk about the dynamics of being in an open relationship, the jealousy that comes with being in an open relationship. She gives some advice to anybody wanting to get into the adult space, into OnlyFans. She talks about fantasizing and wanting to have sex with two guys at once and also to do a gangbang. It's a fully loaded episode. You're going to love Abby. She's awesome. So without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Abby Rose.
This week's conversation.
Abby Rose, welcome to Sex Party. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Try to talk a little quiet so we don't get such an echo.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even worry about it. It's a small price to pay. Yeah, just go nuts. It's a small. You can get as loud as you want. It's a very small price to pay to have you on the show. We were going through the technical, as you do as a podcaster, and the audience hears it all the time. Listen, if you're going to start a podcast, just take a very long nap first because you're going to need your energy, right? But it's like, you're going to have gremlins in there once in a while. You did say, though, that you got hardwood floors because you squirt. You didn't want to ruin the carpet, right? You want to soak the carpet out.
Yes. Yeah.
Now you have an echo.
Yeah. So when I was camming, I was always getting tipped for squirting. So I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. Done cleaning it up after and on my hands and knees scrubbing the carpet for hours. So I got hardwood floors and then now I don't even cam anymore. I barely ever work in this room. Make it worth it. Just come here and squirt on my own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could find all sorts of uses for squirting. So wait a minute. So you would squirt in a carpeted room and then you'd be on your hands and knees cleaning up. I feel like you could probably charge for that too, to watch you clean it up.
I mean, I'm sure they enjoyed watching me clean it up, but so weird when I say that.
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong?
No, you said it right. You said it right.
Okay.
You said it right.
When you're in the moment, you can't really, it's not like shooting a gun. You can't focus in and aim correctly. So it's kind of just as going everywhere. So yeah, I'm sure my fans enjoyed me cleaning it up probably more than me squirting actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, this goes to prove to everyone that guys aren't the only ones that have terrible aim.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I did accidentally squirt it in this because I really it. Now I understand why guys do this because they. Oh, that was a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. So was his eye all red and fucking, how?
Yeah, he was he was go to the bathroom. It's
rinse it out. Yeah.
Oh my God. But he was a trooper about it. He came back from there, so it didn't push him away too far.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I mean, look, if you want the gold, you're gonna have to deal with, some cum eye here, whether you're the female or women get it all the time, even when men aren't trying to do that or aiming for that. Although, what's crazy is lately I've been seeing a lot of especially alt performers where they hold their eyes open and do that thing or come in my eye shit. You know what I mean? That's hardcore.
I don't think I'm going to be doing that. That's not on my to-do list. But those ladies are killing it. That's very impressive because cum is no joke. It hurts for like, I got OC sprayed, and I feel like cum is kind of similar pain.
Wait, what's OC spray?
So OC spray is like cops have to do it. Like the pepper spray kind of thing.
Fucking pepper spray, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, nah, I'll pass on that. I already got OC sprayed. I don't need to.
Yeah, I've actually had my asshole pepper sprayed, and let me explain. During early 20s, we were out partying, right? And instead, like, I passed out at the after party, like rookie Dustin back in the day, before I became like a nightclub dude. I was just a civilian trying to have a good time with my friends, and my asshole friend, instead of like, drawing dicks on my face, he fucking like took a can of pepper spray and like sprayed it like through my jeans, and that shit literally ate through my jeans into my ass, and I had to run to the shower. Yeah, nice move,
What a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is really, really strong.
It really is. Yeah. You don't want that shit anywhere
Those
near
videos are interesting though. Like sometimes, back in the day, before I was going to get OC sprayed, I watched like probably 3 hours worth of cop videos of them doing that to people because their reactions are so funny.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd think you would make them think twice about doing it to somebody. Like, I think that's like the fucking point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but tasing is worse. Tasing is worse in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
We have like a group of, I think 100 people. We all got tased and we all got OC sprayed. Most people said that OC spray was worse, but tasing sucks your soul out of your fucking body. Like, you are not a human anymore. You are an angel floating above your body. And it was horrible to me. I was like, no, that. And now I have an extreme fear of anything like electricity, like zapping, like those gums that you pull and they'll zap you. If anyone did that to me, I will actually beat their fucking ass. Like, I am so deathly scared of zap gum because of being tased.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being electrocuted is the fucking worst, right? And it's just like, that is such a forced like focus. So I mean, that's another thing, is someone was passing around a taser at an after hours party. Jesus, what was I doing? I don't know. I think
hopefully these people aren't in your life anymore.
No, they're not. Yeah, we got we've
outgrown the tasers and the OC sprayers.
That was all Toledo, Ohio shit. So like that's where I was born and raised, and so now you can kind of get a story for an idea. That's just like such Toledo shit, is like, let's tase ourselves and fucking pepper spray someone while they're sleeping and whatever. But no, now we're in Chicago. Things are much better.
Good. Upgraded.
Yeah, we upgraded. Okay, so let's say that someone is tuning in, they don't know who you are. I don't know if it's fair to say you're a newcomer, but like, you're newer, right? And maybe they just don't know. Maybe they were looking for like a home and gardening podcast, and somehow they landed on Sex Party, right? Let's say they don't know shit. They're like, what's going on here? For those people who are hoping for a home and garden tutorial, can you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes. Well, my name is Abby Rose. I am a terrible gardener. So I won't be doing that. My pool guy, actually, oh my God, my gardener. Oh no, that's my pool guy.
Oh,
I thought my gardener was here right now. I was like, speaking of the devil, let's bring him in. We'll make this a real life gardening show. But my name is Abby Rose. I'm just a girl in this world, a lot of floating rock, doing my thing, and just having fun. I love sex. I'm a very sex positive person, and that's why I'm in the industry. And yeah, I mean, I'm just a weirdo. I always say that, like, I'm just kind of like an awkward, weird, outgoing, nerdy girl. That's me.
But we love that. I mean, I think first of all, we're all fucking weirdos, but I think that, the ones who can say I'm a weirdo, especially on a podcast, are the best kind. So I'm already fucking pumped. I'm even more excited than I was before we recorded this. So that's great.
Yes.
Okay, and so you said have you always been a sexual person your
Yes.
whole life?
I mean,
Okay.
hopefully not my whole life. Hold on. Let me shut my door.
Sure.
He doesn't really look like he's doing a job. Might need to get a quick titty flash to get motivated.
Yeah, he's probably looking in the fucking window like, what is going on? Yeah. I'm sure it's not the worst he's seen, though.
I always had a fantasy about like doing the pool guy, but none of them have been my type so far, so I haven't made it happen yet. But one day.
So if you looked out the window and it was like, you know, some good looking dude, how would you go about that? Like realistically,
I would go talk to him first. I would do that. I would just dude, porn gives you so much life advice.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is go bring them some lemonade.
Yeah.
Boom. You're getting laid by the pool guy. It's easy. It's like every porn video.
Yeah. Now everyone's going to be trying to figure out how they apply to be your pool guy. So.
Well, I just fired them, so because none of them were hot. So I'm like,
yeah,
they need to get me some sexy Latino men. They're all like Texas white boys. I'm like,
yeah,
I see enough of those.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, I totally see. I totally see how that could be like not what you're into. It's just like the fucking, you know, the guy with the fucking cowboy hat coming over to fucking. I mean, maybe that's somebody else's jam. I don't know.
A lot of girls, yeah, a lot of girls love those guys. It's just
not for you.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Okay, so you've been a sexual person your whole adult life is what I meant to say, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was in high school, I was like going to the movie theater, fucking my boyfriend in the back of the movie theater, like doing all sorts of crazy shit. And then when I got into the Marine Corps, I was like a sneaky slut. Because you couldn't really be like out there slut, because you would get like your reputation would be ruined and you want to be taken seriously. And
sure.
Blah, blah. But I wish I would have just been like an open slut in the Marine Corps, because that's like there were so many like hot horny guys all the time. Like I could have just fully enjoyed, but I didn't. And then like when I was a flight attendant, yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun. I sucked this guy's dick in the cockpit while like you're doing your little switch over thing to let the captain go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, you go to the bathroom. I'll go in here, have some fun. We can't I couldn't have sex with him because it's so small and like uncomfortable. But you know, gotta keep him happy. I think that's not happening enough, and that's why there's so many plane incidents happening right now. So the flight attendants that are like currently active, they need to kind of step up their game a little bit. Keep them motivated for a safe landing.
Yeah, I mean, what's more motivating than a blowjob from a flight attendant, to make sure that you land the plane correctly and you don't crash into any oncoming planes or any other fencing or whatever, right?
Yeah, because you're gonna be like super focused, like.
Okay, so you blew one of the pilots.
Yes.
Okay. Was this a regular thing that you did, or did just
this is crazy? I've never told the story because I actually forgot about it. Like, you know how your brain just like kind of overloads and you don't remember things until you talk about it. That's why I love this. Like I said, it's free therapy because I'm like, damn, like that happened. That was cool. Yeah. Dan was his name. Yeah.
Okay, so was this a one-time thing, or did you get like hooked on the excitement of?
No. It was a one-time thing. I wasn't in a relationship for most of my flight attendant career, so it was like we were on like some little stupid
break. Yeah, when you're on a break, you got to get it in. Like, come on, right? How long were you flight attendant?
For a year.
Okay, so for that year, did you have like, because see, this is the thing is like, let's take it from the normal average guy or girl, right? They're like getting on a plane. They're like, ooh, the flight attendant's kind of hot and interesting, right? So were you ever looking at the passengers like, oh, that guy or this chick or like whatever?
Oh yeah. So flight attendants are either between the ages of like 20 and 25, or they're between like 50 and probably like 70.
Yeah.
So you got really young flight attendants and then like, more mature flight attendants. So like obviously like when we would pair up with someone like-minded and like the gay guys, the gay flight attendants, oh my God, we would have so much fun. Like if I was working with the gay flight attendant, we were hitting on every single passenger. Like they just gave me the confidence to just be my free sexual self.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would have so much fun. That was the best job.
I feel like you have to have a fun gay flight attendant on every flight just to like make it more fun and like more horny, because they'll motivate the women and the women will motivate them. And it becomes like a fun, like almost like sleepover vibes on the plane, right? Everyone's like hitting on everyone. Oh, look at the guy in fucking 23B or whatever.
Yeah. Have you been put on by a flight attendant?
Yes. And it was crazy because I was actually sitting, like I went to Vegas with this girl. It was just her and I, right? And it was the fucking 3 a.m. flight. Like we left the club.
Oh yeah.
I concluded my work there, and I'm like, okay, let's take this money. And it was planned. It was a premeditated thing, and we like hopped on a flight to Vegas like for a couple days, and this flight attendant like kept coming back and like, you know, touching my shoulder, like, do you need anything else? And like waiting and whatever, like right in front of her. And I'm like, and she's like obviously hitting on you. I'm like, well, maybe she's like hitting on us, you know, or whatever. So yeah, I've had that experience. Nothing happened, but I had that experience once.
Dang, that could have been that's like the perfect setup for a threesome right there.
But where do you go to have a threesome? Like, do you all cram into the one little bathroom? I mean,
no.
Yeah, no, there's nowhere to go.
I would never have sex in the bathroom. That shit is nasty. We do not clean those things. I don't know who does clean them or if they ever get cleaned, but it wasn't us.
Yeah. So. Well, during your time, did you have a lot of people like trying to join the Mile High Club?
Yeah. So one time, I'm sitting like playing my little game or whatever. I noticed this couple go in and I'm like chill, so no fucks given. I'm like whatever. But then they must have forgot to lock it because this little old lady came in. She like opens the door and like looks like horrified and she like shuts it real quick. And then like me and her like dead eye look at each other's eyes into each other's soul, and the little old lady just goes, "My God." Like she's like telling me like that's what's happening. I was like, that's cute. I was like, oh, I pretend to be like I didn't know what was going on. And then she just went back to her seat, and I was like, "That's like such a cute little old lady, and that's exactly what I would do as an old lady too."
Yeah.
But she was happy for them.
I mean, because every flight I've been on, I've never heard this person like bang on the door like and say like, "Hey, you got to come out and two it, not one at a time," or so. I've never heard them like crack down on it. So, is it easy to join the Mile High Club? Do you think?
It just really depends on the flight attendant. It really does. Like if it was with me and like my girls that I was friends with, like none of us cared. But you will get like those flight attendants that are really big rule followers, because it is technically, I mean, kind of unsafe. Because that is the scary part about being on a plane like without your seatbelt on. That's where most injuries and stuff happen, because the turbulence will hit and you'll just fly up and smack yourself and stuff. So I think that'd be like a horrible way to like. I don't know. You're in the bathroom having, I don't know, maybe it's a good way to die because at least you're having sex on the plane. But I don't know. I wouldn't want people finding me like spread out with poop all over me on the toilet seat coming up. I'm like, I don't know. It sounds horrible.
I don't know what happened in there. Yeah.
I'm passing on that.
Yeah. You're right though. Like a good like rough turbulence could snap a dick pretty easy.
Yeah. That's another one. That happened to a friend of mine. I was like, it really happened to him. I'm like, damn.
On a plane or just on the ground?
Like while he was getting like during sex. Like I don't know, probably like reverse cowgirl or something. She like went up and then came down and like it snapped the dick, and he actually like had to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like reset it and shit. It's fucked up. Yeah.
It's great.
I've had some close calls. And I would not, it's like, you really have to be front of mind when when it's reverse cowgirl and you're really going after it, because it doesn't matter. Like you can get fucking like literally jammed up in a bad way. And you do not want that. People think it's a myth. That shit can happen.
It happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope that never Thanks to you.
Yeah, me too. We've been careful and we've been very, we've been very cognizant of the movements and shit. So,
Good.
you got to be a bit of a professional when you try some of the wacky fucking, Jesus Christ, but the thing is with porn, I don't want to say it's like choreographed, but there's you guys are pros first of all, so like what's up and whatever, and like what works for your body and what doesn't and all these things. But for most people, I think they're afraid to like try shit because they think they're gonna get a snap penis or a fucking an eye full of fucking squirt or cum or
Well, I feel like stuff that looks good doesn't necessarily feel the best.
yeah.
That's why there's like a big difference between on-camera sex and off-camera sex. I'm not saying that on-camera sex is bad. I think I've had some wonderful on-camera sex, but off-camera sex is better because you can do those positions that like don't look good at all. Like sex, you really, to have like an orgasm, you have to look like the ugliest fucking thing. Like you literally look like you're coming out of the Lord of the Rings. What's that guy?
Gollum. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the fucking Gollum guy.
Gollum.
Yeah.
If you want to have a real orgasm, you have to be okay with looking like Gollum, in my opinion. And that's why I think so many women don't have orgasms, because they're so self-conscious about how they look. So they don't the ugliest they've ever fucking looked in their entire life. But that's what you need to do in order to.
Yeah. See, I think that they should just fucking let it loose. I think that would be like a number one selling thing. Like a compilation of that, just like ugly orgasm faces would fucking bang for sure.
Dude.
That's
a good one.
I mean, look at us. We're coming up with all these fucking innovative ways.
Posting that next week.
Yes, this is what happens on Sex Party when you have a great guest, and you just come up with fucking amazing ways to blow the fucking the consumer's mind with whatever. But I think you're right. I think look, I always say this, and I've been saying this since the beginning. Like, porn is clearly not educational. It's for entertainment. You guys are athletes, basically. To me, that's how I look at it. You guys are pros, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that there's nothing great that can be taken away from that shit. And so maybe it's time to mix in, like you said, like some ugly orgasm faces, because that's what people really want.
Oh, I do. I do not fake any of my scenes.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally, like, thankfully, I have a way of, what is that called? Compartmentalizing, I think.
Yeah.
Where I can just, like, really get into whatever moment I'm into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
right.
Yeah, I have little orgasms and everything. It's good. That's why I love my job.
Yeah.
That orgasm. It's like, you cannot beat that.
No, you cannot beat that. And that's another fun thing about when people try to trash sex workers and shit. I always am like, well, you're having sex for free if you're having sex, doofus. Yeah. Which we doubt.
People are so weird about it.
I know.
I get a lot of it. Like, I'm a person that really tries to see things from both sides. I totally understand why people have such a problem with it, because first of all, a lot of sex workers give sex work a bad name by like doing things that are just straight up illegal, like doing things that are like horrible, So I get that, but then there's a lot of sex that's like there's so many different avenues in sex work, and there's a lot of really positive avenues in sex work. And a lot of really amazing people in sex work. So it's just like the few that ruin it for everybody kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's also good that it's taboo, because if it wasn't taboo, I don't think we would make as much money.
No, I don't think so either. I think that like everybody wants what they can't have. And the fact that it's, you can't have it is why people want it so much. And I think the stuff that plays with that, like the pure taboo stuff and the stepsister shit and the stepmom, like it's like, oh, I can't, maybe some people can, but I can't have that. And I'm not sure if I would really want to do that in real life, but I can enact this fantasy through this, this porn scene. And I fucking love that. I think that, like, now you have like fucking I don't want to say real life, but like now you have like hentai and shit where it's not animated and fucking all these crazy, you know, different things that you can live out these like wild fantasies and shit. So like, what the fuck? No one is going to porn and being like, everyone's like, oh, well, porn is so unrealistic. Well, you know what else is unrealistic? The Fast and Furious. But I wouldn't go watch that and be like, okay, that's how I drive. You know, like, you know, so it's entertainment. And I think you're right. I love that shit. I love that, that you enjoy your fucking work and you're, you know, you're doing your thing and you realize that like it's fun, right?
So fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. With a big ass smile on my face. I mean, obviously there's good and bad days, you know.
That's
like,
true.
There's bad parts of the industry. I'm not like, I would never want to glamorize the industry for like young girls or anything like that.
Sure.
It is serious work. Like people don't really realize. And like every single person that you know will know that you do this job. Like that's that can really mess with your head sometimes. So yeah, there's good and bad to it, but overall,
I feel like people are going to take advantage of you in any job, and you have to kind of make sure that you set your boundaries and all these things up front. So what would you say, like let's say someone is like, I mean, you already kind of said it, but let's say someone wants to do OnlyFans, they want to do mainstream porn. What advice would you give them?
Like if they're just starting off?
Yeah, if they want to get in.
I always tell people to go through camming first.
Okay.
Yeah, because camming will get you comfortable in front of a camera by yourself with a little less pressure. It will build a following for you. It will teach you what people like, because like the guys are the ones typing and asking you what to do. So you'll learn all the fetishes. It's just basically like, it's kind of like an internship to sex work, but you're getting paid.
Yeah.
So, and getting following, because you need a following to succeed. Like you won't get hired on with, most likely, you won't get hired on with an agency if you don't have a following. Most likely you won't get any sort of opportunities in sex work if you don't have a following. So I think the best way to build a following is through camming.
And like, so is that just like solo masturbating stuff on cam that you would, yeah,
and I would say always start with that. I would say, don't just, I personally want to recommend just going straight to like games, but some people, you know,
this is true,
and that's works for them. So yeah, just you gotta kind of figure out what you like. But I think if you've never done sex work before, definitely just start solo. Yeah.
Okay. And that's, I mean, that's great advice. And we've heard that advice before. So you're echoed by some great people as well there. You did mention that you were in the Marines, right? And that you were a slutty Marine, which everybody loves to hear about. Secret slutty Marine, yeah. Which could potentially be an episode title. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're not even halfway through yet, and here come the titles. The good ones always present themselves. So how long were you a Marine for? And like, at what point were you like, you know what, I'm just gonna fuck some people? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I think that the Marines really showed me that I kind of have not that good of self-control, because I was in a relationship, and like I was like kind of would do stuff behind his back and stuff, which is why I'm now always in open relationships, because everything's a learning lesson. Yeah. It's important to learn yourself. And I've talked to other people that are in open relationships, and they always struggled with the same thing. Like I always was cheating, and that made me feel like shit, made me feel regret, made me feel this. So now they're in open relationships, way happier. You just have to really know yourself. But yeah, so I was like in the military, and that, like, obviously I was in a relationship, and I was sneaking around. And then also I'm kind of like sneaking around from like the unit as well, because once there was another girl that I served with, she was a little younger than me, and she was kind of doing like her sexual escapades a little more open and freely. And people were horrible to her. They treated her like the lowest of the low. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they're ordering girls off Backpage for $5. So yeah, that's just the kind of hypocritical mindset that the military has on women. But yeah, I was like, okay, I don't want to really like have everybody hate me that I work with, and I don't want like to get in trouble, and I don't want to be talked to about this. So I would kind of like try to do it as sneakily as possible. Mm-hmm. Like just like go with like guys from other units and stuff like that. So yeah, it was fun. And I wasn't too crazy because like I said, I was in a relationship too. So I did my best to like honor that. But he lived, we were long distance. So
that sucks too. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he cheated on me too. You know how it is. Like, it's just once you're long distance and you're in the military, like, I'm sorry, most people are cheating on each other. It's sad, but it is.
Yeah. Well, was it like you'd see somebody that you found attractive and then you would like proposition them or hit on them, or how did it usually work? If you can even remember. I mean, because a lot of that stuff is like, I don't know, someone has to make the first move, but at the same time, sometimes it's like two people are just attracted to each other and then boom, you know?
Yeah. I think I make it sound like I cheated a lot. I actually did only cheat once now that I think about it. And yeah, we were just like at this bonfire thing on the beach and we're like getting drunk and just one thing leads to another. Yeah. And he did have a really good dick, but he just wasn't attractive. He's just not my type. I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking, but it was really good stuff. So
yeah. And that's the funny thing. It's like, you know, when you're in a relationship and then you do cheat or something, right? And people are like, why that? Well, your partner is hotter. Like, why would you cheat with that person? And it's like, it doesn't work like that. Like, sex is weird, you know, like.
And cheating is, I don't know if this is true, but I think the reason somebody cheats is because it's nothing to do with the other person.
Yeah.
It's what, like, the issues I was struggling with. I was feeling insecure. I was feeling like I needed attention. I was feeling like I needed this. I was feeling like it had nothing to do with my significant other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, or anything like that. Sometimes I'm sure, like, the significant other can play a part, but I think for the most part, it's on the person that's cheating, like, in their issues that they have to resolve.
Yeah. And I think, in my experience, because I used to cheat a lot, like back in the day, and I think you're like the first person who's ever said this on the show. That's not me, which is nice, but it was never about the person I was with. It was just about like just having this like weird, like horny, fun experience, and then I was kind of like over it. It was purely physical. It was purely sexual. There wasn't like something was lacking. So you're totally fucking right. And I think we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah. My reason that like I like to hook up with variety of people is I'm a very curious person.
Yeah.
Like I like, well, just look at somebody and I'm just like, I wonder what it would be like. You know? So if you ever see me staring at somebody, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, now they're all gonna like go look at this interview, every interview done. Like, okay, how do I know when she's staring? What's going on? They should just ask you. Jesus Christ, go to her OnlyFans and fucking ask. God,
exactly.
What the fuck? So okay, it was just the one guy. But then, did you break up with the partner and then just like start banging around in the military or what, or in the Marines, or okay?
Yeah, after I cheated on him, this is like way before sex work. So like,
sure,
I was younger too. And like so much guilt. I was not comfortable with my sexuality. I would slut shame myself. I was like in my bathroom looking at myself, like, you're fucking disgusting. You can't stop fucking people, you fucking dirty little slut. Like I hated myself.
Oh wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, I had a lot of guilt around being a slut. Like I did grow up like somewhat religious too, so I think that always played like a little bit of a part in things. Who knows? But yeah, I just had a lot of guilt about being a sexual person, and yeah. So then when I broke up with him, which I told him I cheated, and then I broke up with him, and then I was like deployed. And we're like sneaking off to the showers and stuff. And then like, so I think I fucked like three. I think 3 guys. I fucked 3 and I think I sucked 4 guys total.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we were just all sneaking around. That's for sure. Because I mean, obviously like you can't actually have sex on deployment. Like it's not allowed.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking, so you got to be super sneaky about it, right? And like
men and women sleep separately.
Yeah.
But the showers were combined.
Well.
So I was like, this is like this is like the place that we're allowed to. They're just not going to tell us, but like, that's obviously like that's a go-to place. That's a safe zone.
How could it not be?
Yeah, right.
I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like the Marines, like it's like more male heavy than women. So I'm sure I mean, what does that feel like to be in the Marines? There's all these dudes and not very many women, and it's like this horny, like fucking testosterone fest.
Yeah, I think that like if sex wasn't as big of a deal as it is in the military, and if there were more men to women ratio, it would be better. But because sex is such a big deal in the military and there aren't very many women, it was bad. Like it's bad, like not like it was going down all the time, but just the problems that it caused.
Yeah.
It caused problems. Yeah. That's kind of what they were worried about with letting women into the military. My mindset on it now that like, well, first of all, my mindset on the military in general is so different because obviously I was willing to die for my country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, I realize that our government mostly just uses us to make a few small people at the top a lot of money. So I'm like,
right,
kind of not really about, you know, I'm appreciative of everybody that served our country, and obviously we need some sort of military for defense. But the way that the government basically brainwashes like 18-year-olds to like go and die for really what? Like there's really no reason for it right now.
Right.
That's kind of frustrating. So I'm kind of just like, the whole military thing isn't like necessarily a super positive thing for me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, the military should just like let both women and men be in, which they do now. And just like not have all these damn rules about sex. Because like if you put men and women together, they're gonna have sex. Just like corporate jobs.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
like they're fucking. And there's no rules against it. So it's like it's kinda like I think it still does cause problems in the corporate world when people fuck, but
yeah.
I don't know. Just people need to just chill out. If two people want to fuck, like just let them. It does not involve you. I just don't get it. I don't know.
It is kind of weird. Yeah.
Unfortunately, people do get jealous, and they think that it does involve them, and it just becomes a problem. So
yeah, it's I agree with you. It's like, what's the fucking harm? I mean, as long as there's no like abuse of power and all this, like, oh, you do this, I'll do that for you, or like whatever the fuck. Like, as long as it's consenting, like, who gives a shit?
Yes,
you know?
Two consensual people should be able to have sex. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. So when you were in the military, and then we'll jump off the military shit. Was it just like a one guy at a time thing, or did you ever have any wild situations where it was like you know?
No, I wish. I know. I just listened to a podcast on Alexis Fox's podcast, and I just collabed with her actually.
Yeah,
and me and her are weirdly similar in my opinion. Like same vibes. I was like, damn, like I've never met a person that reminded me of me. I was like,
oh wow,
or like, are me? Am I here? Are you what? Like, you know? And she was in the military. She was in the Air Force, and I want to say, hopefully, I'm not getting her to do someone else, but I want to say that she said that she had a gangbang in the military.
Yeah.
Don't. If that's wrong, I'm really sorry. I'm not going to like say anything good, but it might be. But that's what I remember. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have just been like more sexually open because that's been really fun.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I do get worried about STDs. So
yeah, well, there's ways to. yeah, for sure. Alexis Fox is a friend of the show. She's been on the show. We had a fucking insane time, and that didn't come up. So, but yeah, I think I did hear that. So.
Okay, cool. I'll have to fact check myself.
Because I know her, Kaylee Gunner is another one who's in so like everyone has these wild, stories or whatever, but I just wanted to see if it was like a solo fucking adventure.
No, it was Kaylee Gunner. She just talked about it on TikTok.
There you go. So yeah, but we solved it. It's all good. We solved it. And shout out to both Alexis Fox and Kaylee Gunner. So.
She said she was having like orgies and stuff. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's
I got you left out, like FOMO.
Well, you could always do it for your content. You could always like have a,
I've been trying.
Yeah.
I did set up a like all veteran gangbang This is
Oh
like
shit.
3 years ago, but it was with like real veterans, like not content creators.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad it did.
Why? Tell me why. Tell me why.
I don't know. I just feel like that's a little like no one really knows what they're doing. Like it would have been a little like
Oh yeah.
probably like a super free for all. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you could have like
I'm in the works of setting one up with other content creators that are also veterans.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to get, we all live in different places and stuff. So.
For sure. Yeah, you could definitely like drop it like 4th of July weekend and give like veterans a discount or some shit. I don't know. Blow this thing out. There's so much potential here. Yeah.
It would be cool. It would be cool. I hope it happens.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll make it happen.
It will happen before the end of my career for sure.
Okay. Well, this is perfect because, I hate jumping into how'd you get into porn like right away. I'm just not that show, but here we are. Right. And your career. So you're a sexual person, your whole adult life, you're horny on the flights, you're horny in the military. When do you decide like, okay, I think I'm going to go into like, porn, into sex work? And what did you start an OnlyFans and then go into porn, or what? How did it work?
No, I started as a stripper. Stripping is the gateway drug to porn, 100%. And I started stripping because I needed to financially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So because when I got out of the military, I started a nonprofit, and which I still run to this day.
Yeah.
We help people that have mental health issues, and we bring them like hygiene stuff and clothing and all that. So if you ever want to donate some clothing or donate hygiene stuff, this is my plug for that.
Yeah. No, we can plug it again at the end too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, so I sold my car to start that up. I was living with my ex and his dad, and I knew I don't really talk like about, but I had a lot going on. Like I was a new person for a lot of things, and yeah. So basically, me and him broke up, and I had to like get a new car. I had to get a place to live. I'm not really the type of girl to like take money from like his family or like him. I'm kind of like, fuck you. I'm going to just do this on my own. And like, yeah, so I started stripping and made my first month rent that night. I was like, okay, we're gonna be just fine. And I was like, this is actually really fun. Like, I do like this, but then I didn't like dealing with the drunk guys.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like the sex work part of it, like being hot and like teasing people and flirting and all that. But I don't really like dealing with guys being belligerent. So then I started camming because I was like, this is basically stripping, but without the drunk guy being like right there.
Right.
So then I made a lot of money doing that. And then I was like, I don't know, you just like, it goes one thing to another. You just kind of, I get bored easily too. So I was like, I'm kind of sick of camming. Maybe I'll try like collabing with girls.
Mm-hmm. So
then I started collabing with girls. I was like, okay, this is great. I'm like kind of feeling like I want some dick now. So then, and I'm in an open relationship for 4 years.
Yeah.
But we've been through it. And I wouldn't necessarily say he likes my job or he likes being in an open relationship. So there's been a lot of like pacing myself because of that relationship as well. Yeah.
So, okay. So, well, lots of questions, and this is great. So you were doing like mainly girl because you felt like, this is going to be a conversation and a half with my partner or whatever, which I think a lot of women do. Right. And
yeah.
So did someone then, like, did one of the girls say like, hey, you should do mainstream? Or like, how did that idea, did you just like reach out to like a mainstream company, or like, how did you go from camming to mainstream? And then I'll ask about the relationship stuff.
Okay. So I went from camming to OnlyFans.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then, from OnlyFans, yeah, my friend Emily Norman, shout out to her. She's like the best. She's amazing. She started doing mainstream, and I was like asking her questions like how it was and stuff. And I was like, that sounds fun. And like, I would like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when I did it, when I applied. So I had to apply to an agency.
Yeah. Okay.
And I didn't hear back actually. So the first time I applied, I didn't hear back for a year from any agencies.
Okay.
And then a year later, I think I applied to a different agency, Hustle Models, which is who I'm with. And Alex Mack, which was a guy that I was like, we were going back and forth talking about collabing for OnlyFans. He calls me. He's like, hey, and I didn't know I don't really pay attention to like, I don't know. If I haven't met somebody, it's hard to know what they're really doing. So I didn't know he was an agent. And then he's like, dude, I just seen you apply. I was like, yeah. How did you know? And he's like, well, I want to be your agent. I was like, perfect. And so, yeah, here we are.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And I think everybody has a different origin story. And we love that. Like, cause you just have to either like randomly email, support at Brazzers or I mean, anybody, everybody has these different stories. And, some people get an agent first. Some people like get scooped up in the mainstream, like somebody, whatever. So I love that, yours is a story where it didn't happen right away and you just like kind of kept at it and whatever.
Oh, I've always had to work. Nothing has ever gotten handed to me. I've noticed that. Yeah. I don't think I'm like, look, the most talented or the most pretty or anything like that, but I am a really hard worker and I do, follow up. Like I keep pushing for what I want to make happen. So yeah, for sure.
And I think that's important too for everybody to hear. Like with anything, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. Like you just have to fucking grind it out. And obviously, like, I mean, you just can't fucking stop once you get a handful of no's. It's just like, all right, fuck it. Let's find another way or whatever.
And it's so hard as a woman to not get down on yourself because you know what I mean? Like there's so many of fucking stunning, beautiful, amazing, smart, blah, blah, all the things. So many, it's like a lot of competition. So when you do get told that, you're like, man, like I'm just never going to make it. Like, and obviously I had that self-doubt myself. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just can't, you got to push past that.
Okay, so going back to you're in this open relationship and you're like, I kind of want some dick, right? And so were you sleeping with your partner on OnlyFans at all? Yeah. Okay, so you got dick that way, but then did you sleep with anybody like another man on OnlyFans before you went to mainstream? Oh, okay, okay.
No, I mean, before I went to mainstream, yes.
Okay. So what was that like the decision to bring in like another dude who wasn't your primary partner? And like, what was the conversation? Like, did you just really want to do that to expand sort of your content and expand sort of your experience or whatever? And like, did you go to him like, hey, so I want to talk to you about something? Like, what was that like?
Yeah. We've just been through it. That's for sure. We went to therapy. We talked about it that way. I'm just kind of like the way he and me would describe me is like, once I have my mind set on something, there's really no stopping me. I of course never wanted to lose him. But I also like didn't want to lose myself. And since starting sex work, it was the most like I explained earlier, where it's the first time like I really felt comfortable with being a sexual person. And so I was like, okay, like if I keep staying in this relationship where he's not letting me like, be with other people and be my sexual self that I am, then I'm going to lose myself and I'm not going to feel happy. I'm going to feel trapped. I'm going to feel all these things. So we just kind of talked about that through therapy. And like over time, he's become so wonderful. He does my editing now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's great. And we've gone through it. That's for sure. We actually just got back together. So yeah, we were separated, like living in separate houses and everything for like 7 months, but still seeing each other all the time. Like we're just drawn to each other. He's my best friend. So, yeah. But that break helped us a lot too, because he kind of saw how I am when I'm single, and he saw like, I'm not going and just going to be with somebody else. Because I think that's his fear, and a lot of men's fear is if they let their women sleep with somebody that they're going to leave.
Yeah. And
that's very real fear of anybody with open relationship. But I think like when we're single and I was like sleeping with all these people that I want to, I'm single, so I'm doing everything the fuck I want. And I'm still not like, committing to somebody else. Like I'm still in love with him. So I think that's kind of helped him like be like, damn, like she will come back to me. Yeah. Like I am her main priority. She really just does enjoy sex.
Yeah, and so this is awesome, and I'm so glad that we like picked up on this thread, because I think first of all, people don't realize, and we talk about it here and there with porn stars like yourself, and really intelligent like people like yourself, and also like, you know, doctors and therapists and whatever. And everybody says the same thing, is that it's not easy to be in an open relationship, and you're constantly having the same fucking conversation over and over and over again, and it feels annoying, but you have to like figure out your jealousy level, your hurt level, and all these things. So it sounds like that has been a struggle with for you guys, which it has been a struggle probably for everybody in an open relationship on some level.
Yeah.
I mean, so how does so is he like going out and like banging other women as well, or not as much, or well, how does that work?
No, but he totally could. I want him to. I want him to. I tell him that all the time. I try to hook him up with girls all the time. He's just kind of like a one woman kind of guy. He really truly is like that. Like, it's so crazy. I didn't think that guys like that existed, but they really do. Yeah, because I do want him to. Like, I'm a cup. Like, I want to watch him fuck girls. Like, I would get really turned on by that. So but it's just not his thing. I'm not gonna force him. Like, I don't think he's totally against it.
Sure.
I think his thing is like, he doesn't want to have to like pursue. It's a lot of work to get it. He's like, I don't want to really deal with all that. He's like, I have you, I'm good. This is fine.
Yeah. I mean, well, first of all, you said you're a cook, and you that would turn you on to watch him fuck other girls. So that was gonna be my next question, right there. And two, like the work of fuck that, like the work, if you're not like, see, and that's the thing, is I think you need like an outlet. Like if you I don't know, hey, I have an OnlyFans, I'm collabing or something, because there has to be some sort of cut through. Like I've never been
get straight to the point.
Yeah, I've never been one to like, I like went into nightlife when I was young, so I didn't have to do anything to get laid, like, you know. And then I was like, oh, okay, now what? What? And I would like always do things to work on myself, so that way it would just like come to me. So like the work part of it, like fuck all that. Like I totally relate to that, you know. But I understand where you're coming from, because again, like, and my girlfriend and I are always having these conversations. You know, we're monogamous now. We always talk about like, oh, should we, you know, be non-monogamous? Should we have a threesome? Should we go to a sex, you know, all these things? And it's like, whatever. And there is always that level where it's like, on one level, it's like, oh, well, it's just like a sex thing, you know, it's not like whatever. And also too, that jealousy shit is real. Like, you think someone is going to have sex and they're going to leave you, whatever. But then somebody on the show said something to me that was like profound. It was like, if all it takes is someone to like stick their fucking dick in your girlfriend for them to leave you, then that's not a very strong relationship to begin with.
100%.
I'm like, oh, you know, yeah.
Because the amount of time that it takes to like bond two people together is a lot. It's like, I don't know. I read this thing about that, but it's a lot of time. So it doesn't, like, if you just meet somebody and hang out with them for like a week, or like, you're not going to be bonded with that person.
Yeah.
So
no. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I think that's what happens too, is like a lot of couples who think they're going to open their relationship to save it. That's how they end up leaving with someone else, because that shit was fucked to begin with. You know what I mean? So, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's so cool. And I'm glad that he's like editing your shit now. And like, you know, my intuition is telling me that maybe he will start banging some women, and you'll be able to watch and, you know, whatever in the future. So that's awesome.
Yes.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, he's been hitting the gym, so he's getting a little more confident in himself too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
There you go. So what, like, how long have you been in the industry, like mainstream?
I think it's like 8 months now.
Oh, okay.
Kind of new. I only do like 1 week a month too. So
okay, yeah.
Like, I'm not like pounding out scenes.
Well,
thank God.
Yeah, it's a lot of like travel and work and fucking whatever. So what kind of, like, what did you start out with, like a boy girl, or like what was your first scene? If you can remember.
My first scene was with Milfy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which they're like a really above and beyond company.
Mm-hmm.
They like fucking literally put your underwear on for you and shit. I was like, damn.
Wow.
I was like, this is what it's like to be a porn star. Like, I have people putting my underwear on for me now. They kind of set the standard high. I was like, the rest of the company, no, I kind of like putting on my own underwear, to be honest. So, but the rest of the companies don't do that. So
That's pretty cool, though. What the fuck? Talk
yeah,
about service.
they're like
That's
really over the top.
yeah, that's amazing. And that was just a boy girl scene, or
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
So has it been primarily boy girl scenes, or has it been boy girl or girl girl? Like how nuts has it got in 8 months?
Yeah, I haven't had any girl scenes.
Oh, okay. So it's all boy
So
girl.
they always book me. I like going to Florida better. I don't really like LA, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I don't know, the vibe isn't for me.
Sure.
So I always tell my agent, like, please just book me in Florida, even though I don't really know like which companies are more popular or which ones get more views. I don't track all that. I'm just like,
yeah.
Just let me fuck somebody hot, please. So, but I think there might be better companies. I could be wrong, like I said, but I think there might be better companies in LA. But I'm like, I just don't like going there. So yeah, I've been going mostly to Florida, and in Florida you only fuck your family because they only book you for stepbrother, stepsister, stepwife, stepmother, stepdad.
Stepwife.
Like, so that's the only downfall about going to Florida, because like the whole step thing for me, that's not my fetish. So I'm like, it is a little weird, but like I said, I compartmentalize and then I just get into the fucking and I'm all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing like mostly step mother. Mostly I think I've been a stepmother the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
A stepmother. See this? Yeah. But I mean, you could pass for stepsister. What the fuck?
No, I haven't done a stepsister.
What the fuck? What are they doing?
I know, but I think I did look a little older with my blonde hair. Maybe.
Oh, well,
I don't
whatever.
know. I think I do look older. It's fine. I'm cool with that.
I disagree, but whatever. What? I'm just a podcaster. What do I know? Okay, so primarily just boy girl. Like, do you hope to do and maybe like, I don't know, is it primarily boy girl on your OnlyFans as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do a lot of threesomes. I like threesomes. So
you, a guy, and a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding my fantasy in life is 2 guys and 1 girl, or like more, like 3 or 4 guys and 1 girl. Like that's the porn I watch.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to watch. And that's like when I'm having sex, I also think about that. Like to have orgasms and stuff. So that's like my big time fantasy. But I'm kind of like scared to do it because sometimes in real life things aren't as good as they are in your fantasy, and I don't want to ruin my fantasy. But I also do want to do it. So I'm like, I'm just waiting until I meet. That's why I like mainstream, because mainstream you meet really high quality creators. So I'm waiting to meet 2 really high quality guys that also like, because it's kind of hard. Like J-Mac, I love him. Like love working with him, and I really wanted him to be my first. But he's like, I don't think he really like necessarily likes doing. I don't know if he does or not, but he did. I didn't get the vibe that he was. So I was like, okay, so I'm kind of just waiting till like I really meet like 2 guys that I really click with and I feel safe with too, to do that, because I think it's going to be like pretty intense in real life. Like it's going to be a lot different than how you like see it on. Yeah,
for sure. So wait, would you be doing this for your OnlyFans or just in the mainstream?
Oh, of course I'm going to do it for my OnlyFans first.
Okay. Yeah. Is this like a DP situation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start with just regular, like, I think it's male, female, male.
Yep.
I think if you do male, male, female, that means that they're bi.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like still learning this stuff.
It's all about the letters. If the letters are touching, that means
the organization of the letters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my first male, female, male first.
Sure.
Where I'll just like get, here we go. Get spit roasted. Yeah, get spit roasted. Look at me, dude. I'm a fucking sex worker. I know all this. Like a vocabulary of sex terms.
It's great. It's amazing.
But I'm going to do that first, and then go to gangbang.
Nice. Okay. So ideal gangbang, would you start out with like 4 guys and then ratchet up from there, or how do you?
feel like, so four is good.
Yeah, I feel like 4 is a solid start. Good. Yeah.
And I think I do want my first gangbang to be a vet gangbang.
Oh yeah. With the military thing. Yeah. That's very, very cool. Yeah, and I think, at some point in the show, I don't even know when, like, we had a doctor on and she was like, that's the number one fantasy that most women have, right? But like only like 5% or 10% or 7% actually act on it. And so like you're ideally in the sex field to actually do it and do it safely. So you get to act out your number one fantasy that, most women have in real life with professionals, right? Not like two drunken guys from the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kind of did actually, now that I think about it, I did meet these two guys at a strip club, weirdly, but they were there to watch the girls, obviously. They were from Greece. They like did not speak English and they were hot as fuck. I got their number and I would just text them like, you want to come over and like fuck? And it was horrible. But they both sucked. It was crazy how bad they sucked it. And they looked like models. They were like fashion models. Like probably the hottest guys I've ever fucked and probably the worst sex I've ever had. I was like, oh my God.
So
thank God they don't speak English because I don't think they won't be able to see this.
Yeah, they don't.
They'll know exactly who they are.
Wow. Okay. So you were banging one and then the other one was like just jerking off?
No, it was just like sitting there. And that's the thing. I was hoping that they would do it together. That was kind of like, because I was like, maybe I should do this off camera. And it was just, no.
Yeah.
Blech.
Yeah. What was so bad about it? They just
also too, because like obviously like we weren't tested, so I did use condoms. So like, and I even use condoms to suck dick because I'm like, I do not want an STD like ever. I'm very scared of STDs. So yeah, I think that kind of, and they were probably drinking. So like, one guy came like in 2 seconds, and then the other guy couldn't get hard. I was just like, this is just. This is just horrible. That's what I don't want to have happen to my fantasy. Like, is that moment. So I guess if that didn't ruin it, then working with professionals won't ruin it because they'll probably make it way better.
Yeah, I mean, come on, right? Like, who wouldn't? I mean, and I feel like, I feel like you'll nail this, no pun intended, and I think it'll be fucking awesome, and that'll open up a whole other, couple of genres for you, and then the mainstream's going to be like, well, wait a minute, we'll pay for, or so there you go. I do want here at the end of the episode, I do want to tease what's coming. We talked briefly offline about a Powder Puff Girl things. If you want to set that up and talk about that scene that's on its way, who's in it, all the things.
Yes, so me, J-Mac, Catalina, Kyle, and Alice Thunder, we're like all gonna be the Powder Puff Girls, and we're gonna take care of our professor. I forget in Powder Puff what his name is, but it's Professor something. And so J-Mac's gonna be our professor, and we're gonna be the Powder Puff Girls. We're just off to save the world.
What a perfect tease. That was great. Okay, and then also too, like, let's talk at the end a little bit more about your project, your advocacy, your charity project.
Yes, yeah. So if you follow us on Instagram, it's Houston Outreach Team, and we have a Amazon link. Basically, Porn funds the project now, so I cover like all the costs of like getting everything going. Like I buy a lot of the hygiene stuff and like all the supplies and stuff. But you can also just get supplies for us as well. So yeah, we don't really take like money donations. We more just take supply donations. So
and then these are going directly to
people in need. We go out once a month. Yeah, me and my girlfriend, she helps every single time, and yeah, we go directly to people in need, and they're very thankful for everything, and we get them supplies that you need to be able to live out on the street. So
no, it's fucking awesome. Fucking congrats to you on that. I mean, fucking another example of how porn is saving the world. I'm wondering if you could give at the end just a little advice on, about the open relationship stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
if someone's listening and they want to approach their partner, or if someone's like, I already have approached my partner and she said, get out or whatever, like, you know, how would someone go about opening their relationship and making sure that's the right move for them? Because you've been through it.
Yeah. I really think that if you're consistently cheating on your partner, that you should get in an open relationship or leave your partner.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Which took me a lot of years to learn, because obviously, like, no one wants to admit they're a cheater or whatever. Sure. But if you look at statistics, most people are cheaters, especially people that are like able to get sex. And then if you're not a person that's like easily able to get sex, usually you cheat in other ways by like looking at girls on Instagram or like looking at porn or whatever. So yeah, if like one person doesn't want you to look at porn, like say your girlfriend doesn't want you to look at porn, but you do, I do consider that cheating in a way. So like you need to talk to your girlfriend and either open it up that you're able to do that and get on the same page, or I think that that's not the person for you.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I did leave my partner because like he didn't want me to be in an open relationship and I wasn't able to respect his boundaries. And so we did end up leaving, and we thankfully came back together, and now we are on the same page and we worked it out, and that's great. But if not, then, you know, there's a lot of people that like to be in open relationships, and there's a lot of wonderful people in open relationships. So
yeah.
And I'd say as men, like, don't have double standards. Like, don't be okay with just like you fucking girls and not letting her fuck guys, because we're all sexual human beings. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't be okay with that, I feel like that's a non-starter. You have to be okay with that on some level. You have to work through your own bullshit.
And jealousy is a feeling. It's just like anxiety.
Yep.
You breathe through it. Acknowledge that you're feeling that feeling, because it is real. You're feeling those feels, and then let it pass.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Go
sure.
do some yoga.
Abby Rose, thank you so much for being with me
gives you permission
on the show. Yeah, you got to work through that shit. Let's tell these party goers where they can find you on the internet, like on your social media stuff. Yes, but also like where can they find you online and just dump out like bags of cash all over you?
Yeah. That would be the best. That's
the
best way to, like, so the best place to go see me is my OnlyFans. That's where you get to see me grapple and tackle and see me do all the things that you've ever wanted to see a woman do. And that is, it's ITS ABBY Rose ROSEOF. It's Abby Rose OF. And then my Instagram is It's Abby Rose Main. And then my Twitter, if you're a freebie leecher man that just wants to see me for free and not give me any money for all your freeloading, you pathetic man. It's Abby Rose _.
Love it. They'll eventually, I mean, after like the 117th tweet, they'll be like, I can't take it. Like, I mean, come on, guys, like fucking give some money to the cause, y'all. Jesus Christ.
8 times of seeing a girl before they'll subscribe.
Huh.
That's what the guy who does analytics told me.
That's I mean, you know, I feel like the right dude 8 times, bam, that would make sense. Yeah. That's not that many. So guys, get over there. Thank you for being on the show with me this week. I'm so glad we finally did this. I would love to have you back in the future, so we'll have to set that up, right? Cool. But you know, until then, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thanks so much, Shaw. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, good meeting you too. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Huge thank you to my guest, Abby Rose, for being with me on the show this week. Make sure you go check out everything she is doing on her social media. Also, go spend a bunch of money on her OnlyFans, her loyal fans, her many vids, whatever she has, go spend money on it and have a good time, right? If you're loving guests like Abby, you want to see Abby again, she will be back in the future. But you're just loving Sex Party, you don't ever want to miss an episode. You also, you know, want to show some love and some appreciation for the show. How can you do that? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple and Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review. Those things mean a lot to me, but honestly, fuck it. It's a waste of your time. What you want to make sure that you do is just simply click subscribe, so that way you never miss a brand new episode of the show every single Wednesday. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, are you a member of the Mile High Club? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to show some love, some appreciation, some desire to never miss a new episode of Sex Party, what can you do? Well, you could like this video. You could like all of the videos. You could leave comments, positive or negative. We will go back and forth. I love that shit. But the main thing you want to make sure you do is subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter @SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin @DustinRybka.